Hello traders, welcome back to this video. In this video, you are going to learn about market structure. If you find market structure difficult in making your analysis, uh, this video will help you to understand market structure. You will learn how to do top-down analysis from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. So here I have gold. I'm going to do a top-down analysis and give you an overview of what I expect from gold. And I have some few pairs, 3 pairs to give you an overview. And we are going to do a top-down analysis on them. So here I have gold. Let's go straight into it. So we are going to start from the daily time frame. So from the daily time frame here, we have this ranging market in the daily time frame. And I found out that here we did not have a break of structure. It is a sweep of liquidity due to using different sources of market analysis. So in the other video, I used let me see. I used Oanda, and Oanda has a break of structure instead of a sweep of liquidity. So let me delete this. So using a good source also determines you being profitable. So here you can see very clearly it's a break of structure instead of a sweep of liquidity. You can see this candle closed up here. So also having a good source analyzing your market will determine if you will be profitable. So, and here at this source, you can see the market opens with gaps each and every time. But here on this other source, this forex.com, there is no any gap when the market opens. The market is very clear. You can see here we had a sweep of liquidity before going down. And then we had a change of character inside here after this sweep of liquidity. That's why we can see this kind of reaction from this high that swept liquidity before changing character. So that's why we have this aggressive move to the downside. So I will analyze from this daily time frame. We can see this selling pressure. So I want to know what happened before this aggressive selling. So here for those who trade the support and resistance, you can see this rejection, this one and this one and this one. But this doesn't give me the full bias that I want. I want to know what is the structure that is happening inside here so that I can validate this move to the downside. So let's drop to the 4-hour time frame to see what happened here before this change of character. So we want to identify if the change of character is valid. So let's drop to the 4-hour time frame. So on this structure here, let me mark the sweep of liquidity from the daily time frame so that we can be very clear. So here the sweep of liquidity was here. So you can see this sweep of liquidity. So we want to go to the 4-hour time frame and see what happens in between this area. See this area, this area. So let's drop to the 4-hour time frame. So in the 4-hour time frame, after the market swept liquidity, after this market swept liquidity, here the market swept this low as liquidity before going up to break this structure. So you can see this pullback move upward to break structure up here. We have a break of structure to the upside, but this is not a valid break of structure because this movement downward did not sweep any liquidity on this side. So the move up to break this structure was not valid. So the market came back down later, tapped into this order block, did not react from the first order block, but reacted from this second order block down here. So you can see price tapped in and went up to break structure. So this is a valid break of structure because there is a sweep of liquidity. So we mark our break of structure. So that is our break of structure. So after the break of structure, market later came back down, change character down here. And if you can see clearly, in this area here, we don't have any valid order block to trade from. So there is no way you can look for an order block here to buy from. So the market later came back down to break this low. Let me remove this order block. So after this break of structure, we now had our strong low down here. So this is our strong low after the break of structure. So the market later came back down. And if you want to know that your strong low is valid, the market always reacts from it whenever it comes back to that strong low or the strong high that you are using. So you can see very clearly the market came back down, reacted from this low, pushed up a little bit to form a pullback, and then went back down to change the character now. So we delay this and mark it as our change of character. So after this change of character to the downside, we left behind this order block, the 4-hour order block. And this order block has a fair value gap just below it. And remember, we swept liquidity on the other side. Sorry, I don't know what is happening on this side because I don't know what is wrong with my chart. Okay, I don't know what is wrong with my chart, but when we come to the daily time frame, we have our sweep of liquidity on the other side. I think it is network. So let's leave it alone. Let's just mark our sweep of liquidity from the daily time frame. So this is the sweep of liquidity from the daily time frame. You can see very clearly after this break of structure. And now in the 4-hour time frame, we have the change of character to the downside. It is a very clear change of character to the downside. So this order block that was left behind had a sweep of liquidity from the higher time frame. So let me mark the order block. And that is why the market came back up to react from this order block, and we can see the aggressive selling from the upside. See very clearly this order block. That is why we can see this aggressive selling to the downside. So that is why we have this aggressive selling to the downside. You can see very clearly. So we last week we marked a zone, an order block down here, and we can see very clearly the market had a reaction before breaking it. So this was the order block, and inside here we can see the pullback. Let me go to the 15 minutes time frame. There was a little pullback because the order block was strong but not valid to change the character to the upside. So you can see this tap into the order block and the reaction. About let me see how many pips. About 130 pips. So we can see the reaction from the order block in the lower time frame, but the order block is now violated. So today I had a very good trade after finding out that the market reacted from this order block because of this change of character. This change of character is valid because this low here swept this liquidity before going to break structure. So that's why when the market broke this low, there was a change of character, a valid change of character. And when a change of character or a break of structure happens, that means all the internal structures become liquidity. That's why these highs are liquidity. This one, this one, this one, yeah, all of them, this one, and this one. So the market came back up to tap into the order block that has a fair value gap and then went back down. So we expect this low to be taken out. We expect a break of structure down here. So we expect a break of structure down here. So we should be looking for sales to the downside. So today I got a very good setup from this order block. Let me mark the order block. This for our order block. This one inside here. This order block. So let me zoom in so that I can mark it very clearly. So I'm going to show you why I traded from this order block. I'm going to tell you a reason why I took a trade from this order block. So here you can see there is a sweep of liquidity, this breakdown here, and then the market came back up to sweep the liquidity, and then we have this move, leaving this fair value gap inside. So if we go to the lower time frame, we can see that clearly. So here we had this move back upward, the pullback, and then market came back down to sweep liquidity. This here, you can see very clearly, there is a sweep of liquidity before this pullback. After this pullback, then the market came back down to break structure now. So we have a valid structure, a valid break of structure, and a strong high. So that is why I traded from this 4-hour order block that I have marked here from the 4-hour time frame. So I traded from this order block, but my stop loss was up here, and I used a small lot size because the stop loss is very big. So my trade was activated yesterday from here by this week, by the week. So my stop loss was up there, and the profit was 1:3. So let me adjust this and then put the stop loss just above the high, and then the take profit was 1:3. So before I got this reaction, I had put my profit just above the order block, the 4-hour order block that was from this other side, because I expected the market to tap inside here and have a reaction. So that was my profit, and you can see very clearly. And the confluence that I had in this trade, although there is no any inducement inside here, I used this corrective move to the upside as my confluence. The sellers, the buyers are not strong to push the market up. You can see very clearly we have this internal structure. So I use this as a very good confluence to have myself from this high. So that was the trade from today. And what I expect the market. Let me delete this. So let's go to the daily and see what is happening. So I expect the market to mitigate this order block. I don't know if the market will mitigate this order block before it goes down to break structure. So let me delete this. So I expect the market to come back up, mitigate this order block, and then push downward. So we want to look for a zone inside this 4-hour order block, because there is a fair value gap that is going to be left inside here. So let me delete also this. We don't require that order block anymore. So I expect the market to come back up, mitigate this order block that has a fair value gap and then drop down to break this low. But in case the market opens, let's say maybe tomorrow, and then the market straight goes to the downside, it's okay. So this is just on an overview. You should be looking for sales on gold. So that is my expectations, and we need to look for a zone inside this order block. And the zone I will be looking at is this up here. So let me delete this. So this is the zone that I will be looking up to, this order block. So you know very well how gold can behave. Gold can decide to not come back, but if it comes back, this is my overview. This is what I expect. So that is the setup for gold. So let's look at the next pair. The next pair I have Nasdaq. I have Nas 100. So let's straight go to it. Straight to Nas 100. Let me use Nas 100 from this forex.com. So here we have NAS 100, and I want to start from the daily time frame to see what is happening. So here clearly we are in a very good uptrend. From the daily time frame, you can see the uptrend. So we are looking for buys. So we want to identify the strong low that is left behind so that we can look for buys from that, from the specific low that is strong. So let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame after having our buyers. So in our 4-hour time frame, we have this sweep of liquidity, this low swept liquidity. Let me use the line so that it can be seen very clearly. We have the sweep of liquidity, and after the sweep of liquidity, we have the break of structure. So this is a very valid break of structure. Market left behind this order block, a very good order block, but never came into the order block. So we just assume it and go to the next one. So here we have the pullback after the break of structure, and then we have this push up to sweep liquidity up here, and then this pullback. After the pullback, we can see this low swept this liquidity. There is a sweep of liquidity here. This low here swept this liquidity before going up to break structure, and then the market came back down into the strong low. This is the strong low now, before going back upward to break another structure. So we have the strong low down here, and then we have, after the break of structure, we have this pullback, and then another break of structure. After this break of structure, so I knew the major inducement is going to be taken out. We have this pullback, took out this low as the inducement, as the liquidity, and then again we have this push to the upside. So I don't actually know what happened from inside here. I think there is an order block or something. So let's drop down to see what happened from this area. Yeah, there was an order block from the 3-hour time frame. This is the order block. That is the order block. You can see very clearly price tapped into it and left this low as the strong low. So let me delete the order block, and left this low as the order block. And after that, we have this break of structure. We have the break of structure. So this is the current break of structure that we are looking towards getting a trade from. So this is the break of structure, a valid break of structure. So after that, we have this strong low that swept liquidity, and then we have this order block that was left behind. We have this order block, that the order block is very big to have an entry and put the stop loss down here. So inside here, I will be expecting to get a change of character. And then also, after the break of structure, we have this pullback, the first major inducement. Sorry, we have this pullback. So this is the major inducement. And this one also is a major inducement. So we have these two inducements, but I will be looking towards the first inducement because the first major inducement is always very powerful. And down here we have this valid order block. And currently price is reacting to the order block. Currently price is reacting from the order block. So I will be expecting if the market will not react from this low very well, we will be looking on this other order block if we can get the buys from this low. So currently, let me drop down to the 15 minutes time frame so that we can see if we can get an entry from this order block. Let me drop down to the 5 minutes time frame because on the 15 minutes time frame, I'm not seeing anything valid. So I think if we drop to the 1 hour time frame, we can look to the 1 minute time frame. Sorry, so that we can see if this pullback is correct. So this pullback here has not swept any inducement because this is not an inducement. An inducement should at least sweep this low as a sweep of liquidity or break, and then the market comes back up to take it out. So this is not a valid uh, inducement. So still, I want to see a good reaction so that I can take my buys maybe from here. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame so that we can see if we can take this trade. So up here we have this inducement, and then we have also this pullback. So I think this low is very good, and for me, I'm taking a trade from this low and see if we can get our TP hit. So the stop loss will be below, and in this order block, we have this sweep of liquidity. So let me mark the sweep of liquidity. This is the sweep of liquidity. So I expect the market to push up. So my first TP will be below this order block that has this fair value gap, and then the second profit will be up here because we are looking for buys. So that is my setup from Nasdaq. That is NAS 100. But this selling pressure is giving me doubts, but I think this is the best setup from there. And from this order, from the daily time frame, let me see if, yeah, we can see. Let me delete this. Let me delete this first. We can see on the daily time frame, we have this order block that was left behind with the fair value gap. So I expect the market to react from this area because the lower order block has already been mitigated. So I expect price to react from inside here. So that's why I see buys from this area. So you can see this week mitigated this order block, and this order block was left behind and were with a fair value gap. So that's why my 4 hour order block is from inside this daily order block. So let me delete that and go to the 4 hour time frame. So that's why this order block is very good. So we will see what happens. We will see what happens to the order block, but the stop loss should be below this week. So trade from will be from this low, stop loss below the wick. The stop loss is very big, so use proper risk management. And the advantage of this the advantage of this overview is that you can look for trades from lower time frames to the upside. So that is the importance of this overview. It is not a must you get a trade from the zone, but you will also try to look for buys from inside here. Or if you will not, if the order block will not be valid, you can wait for this zone down here to take a trade from. So that is the overview from NAS 100. So let's go next to USDJPY. USDJPY. So on USDJPY, let's go to the daily time frame. From USDJPY, we can see very clearly on this area specifically, we are in an uptrend, and here we have a break of structure, an external break of structure. This swing point was taken out. The swing point has been taken out. The break of structure. We have this pullback and then a move upward. So this pullback reacted from this order block. There is an order block here that is valid, a daily order block, and daily order blocks or weekly order blocks are very powerful, very, very powerful. Also, the 4-hour order block is very powerful. So I expected the market to react from this second order block rather than the first order block, but I tried to get an entry from this order block, but I did not get an order block from this area because I was waiting for a change of character for confirmation, but I did not get any entry from here. So I'm going to give you my own overview. So we have an internal break of structure here, inside here, to the upside also. And after this break of structure, I expected the market to at least come back down, take the first minor inducement, and then tap into the second order block before going up. But instead, the market came back down, took out this low as liquidity. We have this break of structure. The first inducement of this break of structure was taken out, and then after that the market immediately reacted from this daily order block, a valid order block from the daily time frame. So currently I'm looking for buys from this area. There is an order block left behind, so we will see what the market will be doing tomorrow and let's say maybe Friday. So this is a zone that I will be looking for buys, and I'm going to show you why. So let's drop down to the 1 minute, 1 hour time frame. So in the 1 hour time frame, this pullback here swept this low as the liquidity. We have this break of structure. So the market also took out this liquidity and this liquidity before pushing up to break this structure. And after the break of structure, we have this pullback that is the inducement we are going to use as the liquidity before tapping into this order block. So I expect the market to move back down, and then I will be looking for my buys from this low and put my stop loss just below the area, just below the order block. And my take profit will be 1:3 risk to reward ratio. So that is the zone that I expect the market to come back to and react, because this order block swept liquidity on this low and this low before going up. So this is the order block that I expect the market to react from. That is the order block, stop loss just below it, and that is the overview on USD JPY. So look for buys from USD JPY, and look for sells on gold, and look also for buys on NAS 100. So thank you guys for being here. Kindly subscribe if you like this video, and also don't forget to comment below what you need me to talk about, and also remember to follow the link that is in my description to join the group that I had told you earlier. So I think that is it for today. Let's talk again another day.